public hearing to order, please. This is a public hearing on the rezoning of a parcel of property located at 140 North Carolina Avenue from C1 General Commercial to C2 Transitional Commercial. Tax map number 00591804009. Would anybody like to step forward and speak on the rezoning of this piece of property? This is what you call awkward silence. Having no one step forward, we'll close this public hearing and I'll call the council meeting to order. Reverend Jenkins, I always call on you, please.
Amen. My pleasure. Amen. Let us bow for a moment of prayer. Eternal God, we come now, God, just thanking you, God, for what you're doing in our lives, Lord God, what you have done, Lord, and what you continue to do, God, and how you keep us, Lord God, in perfect peace and our minds steadfast on you. Lord, as Jesus taught his disciples to pray, Lord God, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Lord, that we might be in perfect peace, Lord, that we might come together, oh God, and get on one accord to make the best decisions for the present and the future of our community and citizens. Come into our midst as we come together this evening and bless this body, governing body, Lord God. Bless the administrative staff, God, and all the citizens of Batesburg-Leesville and all over the land. And we give you the praise, honor, and glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Approval of the agenda. Do I hear a motion?
I so move.
I'll second.
Hang on, excuse me, let me find my notes here.
Was I supposed to make a, can we go back and amend the agenda?
We've got discussion on the, right now. So is there discussion on,
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we remove something from the agenda.
so how do we handle that? Did we amend the original motion?
We can amend the motion, the agenda, to remove something, but we can't add something to the agenda.
Okay, so we need to back up on the original motion. If Ms. Taylor is willing.
He wants to remove something from tonight's agenda.
Yes, ma'am?
Yeah, I will withdraw my motion.
I'll withdraw my second.
All right, so what is the motion on the agenda, please?
I'd like to make a motion that we remove the hospitality tax vote for tonight, and if I can get a second, I'll explain myself.
Did I hear a second?
Second.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
It'll just be a second and I'll explain it. I have to walk a fine line when we're playing with hospitality tax because I'm in the hospitality business. But I really don't think the approach that we're taking is done in the correct way right now. I think we need to take a little more time, step back, get a committee together, put some projects together, bring the projects with cost analysis, and know what we're voting on and where the money is going to go and how it's going to be spent. I make a joke that Rita goes to the prison every day and comes home. I really don't want us to go stay there in case we misappropriate funds or something. But I would love to have meetings further on what needs to be done, where it can be allocated to, and how it can be. Because a lot of people don't understand, over the past 17 years that I've been involved, the money for municipalities is going away. The state's taking it away, the county's not giving it to us, so we have to come up with our own way to fund other things. And the hospitality tax is a perfect way to fund our park and recreation and a few of the attractions that we do have in town that people come to, which would offset some of the money that we can actually use for other things. But I'm just proposing just you a little bit elongated, a little bit more information, a few more meetings, and, you know, bring it all to us, and I think, you know, everybody will be happy, but that's just me. And thanks.
Any further discussion?
Yeah, I would ask that, are you talking about doing it through workshop format with council?
You know, we have to really sit down with our council, as far as Chris and him, and really iron out, to follow the letter of the law.
But again, are you talking about doing it through workshop versus, council meetings or?
Yeah, no, I mean, I would say that we have a work session for it, sure.
Okay.
Sure,
I'm in agreement that, there's no problem, further studying it, but just to push it off and push it off the table and then not revisit it, in a timely manner is my only concern.
I would say we revisit it in a timely manner as soon as we have all the committee in place and the projects in place and all that. I don't have a problem putting that in front of me and in front of the people and saying, this is what we can do it for, this is what we want to do it for, you know, and move forward from there. I'm not saying we put it off for 2 more years or anything like that, no. In a timely fashion.
Ms. Bailey? Yeah, I understand his idea about the projects, but as part of the ordinance that we were looking at, there was a list of 3 specific people for the committee and 2 to be nominated by you. Can those people be nominated to a committee without the fund, without actually having a budget there? I mean, just being.
Well, it's a volunteer position.
Your positions.
They could be appointed to any volunteer
I'm
position.
just, you know,
And we'd like them to put the projects together for us to look at, along with Teddy and Seth and.
It sounds like that's more fodder for a work session and
Yeah.
discussion.
yeah, okay.
Any more discussion?
My concern is that the oversight committee also, that the way that is specified in the current documentation that we received from administration is that I'm afraid that it may not represent a cross-section of the community with chamber president, BBA president, LMA president, and 2 at-large seats who are nominated or recommended by the mayor. And that may not represent a cross-section of the community of Batesburg-Leesville. I'm very concerned about that.
I can agree with that.
You too. And here's my other question too, is there a specific amount of people that are need by law in the code of laws that can be on this committee? It doesn't just say 3, 5, 7.
Well, right now, we're just trying,
Right,
we're
right.
voting on taking it off of the agenda,
Right.
so that's.
So, yeah, that's something for, you're right.
Future date.
Okay.
Any more
I'm done.
discussion on
Thank
removing
you.
this item from the agenda? All right, we've got a motion and a second. District 1,
District will vote yes.
District 2,
District 2, oh, sorry.
excuse me.
2 and 3.
I'm sorry.
She tried to get me. District 3 votes no. I mean, yes.
You got it.
Try that
Yes.
again. All right, yes.
We vote yes.
District 4,
District 4 votes yes.
District 5,
Yes,
District 6,
Approving the agenda with the 1 removal, I vote yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8,
Yes,
and I vote yes. Okay,
thank you.
so, more discussion on that matter to come. You've received your minutes from the regular council meeting June 12th, 2017. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Yes, is there a second?
I'll second.
Chip? Discussion on the minutes. District 1,
District will vote yes.
District 2. Dang it. District 3, take that off.
District 3 votes no.
Okay, District 4,
What's the ones?
the minutes.
Oh, the minutes from the
June 12th.
June 12th. District 4 votes yes.
District 5?
yes,
District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
District 8?
Yes.
Approve the minutes. Now you've got the minutes for the special council meeting June 19th. Do I hear a motion to approve those?
Motion approved.
Motion from Wiz,
second,
second from Bob. Discussion. District 1,
District will vote yes.
District 3,
District 3 votes no.
District 4,
District 4 votes yes.
District 5,
yes,
District 6,
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Next council meeting will be August 14th, and committee reports, Central Midlands is vacant. EPAC.
EPAC was supposed to have a meeting this week and they canceled.
No.
And go on to item 3 real quick.
Go ahead.
Joint municipal did not have a meeting in June, and because of lack of agenda items, is not having a meeting in July.
All right. Chamber update, Mr. Taylor.
That's right.
Please, sir.
The Economic Development Committee changed their meeting date from the first Thursday of each month to the second, so it'd be following the town council meeting the second, and the board of trustees, which is Tuesday. But as we know, the calendar, that doesn't solve that problem all the time. We want to follow it as it did in June, because our meeting at second Thursday was before the second Monday in June. But I'm going to report on that meeting. Councilman Simpkins was not there at that meeting. I'm going to give a brief summary of that meeting and some other information. As far as the county, Councilman Larry Brigham reported that they had finished the budget process and there would be a small increase in taxes. This was in the paper. I think homeowners 4% would receive an increase of $1.66 per 100,000. Businesses would receive $2.50 per 100,000. He also reported that we had 2 strong candidates, parties that were interested in the Batesburg-Leesville industrial park. The school district, of course, school was closing. I think everything was stated that it was a very successful 2016-17 year, and that, of course, this is not news. All the teachers and the students were very glad that summer was there. As far as the town manager Ted Luckadoo gave a report on the town council work session, gave an update on the strategic plan, phase 1 of the water project, a brief overview of the proposed hospitality tax. I reported that I had attended a meeting of South Carolina Chamber of Commerce along with other members of the chambers around the state. Christy Hall, who's Secretary of Transportation, gave a South Carolina Department of Transportation update. The update centered on the Rural Road Safety Program, pavement conditions, bridges to be replaced, and interstates to be widened. I also reported on a tour that Councilman Simpkins was on of the Boeing plant in Charleston. That was extremely interesting and informative. The Chamber announced that they would have, along with the Lexington Medical Center, have a free heart health screening at the Chamber on June 14th. And on that particular day, we had 38 citizens who came and had received the free heart health screening, which was blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol on 14. I want to give a brief report on 2 committees that were formed under the Chamber several years ago. One was a youth committee, which is now called Dream Catchers, and the other one was Arts on the Ridge. Dream Catchers had a skating party on June the 10th. It was in 3 segments. One was for the primary school and elementary. That was from like 3:30 to 5:30. Next was the middle school, and then next to high school. So it went from 3:30 in the afternoon to 10:30 that night. Arts on the Ridge welcomed 26 children from 7 to 13 for a week of training, of theatrical training. Began on Monday, June the 19th, and went through the 23rd. They were there from 9 o'clock to 12, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then had a rehearsal on Friday, and then gave a production of Hansel and Gretel on that Friday the 23rd. We were beneficiaries of the school district's feeding program, summer feeding program, where the children were able to come, have breakfast and lunch there. So it was a very good experience for these children, and I think everyone was amazed of how much they learned in those 3 hours each day for 4 days, and the talent and everything that was in our community. So that was extremely good. On June the 9th, the Chamber held a ribbon cutting for Havana's Cuban Eatery, and we have one scheduled for, I have to phrase it this way, Trade Bruner's Edward Jones Investments on July the 17th from 5 to 7. That's my report.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mike.
Madam Mayor, I have a question.
Yes.
Why is not council's appointee for the Economic Development Committee not on the agenda for tonight?
It wasn't a council appointee. There was no vote, as I had sent out in the email that was by council when we initially established it. It was something that I just wanted a council representative to be part of EDC. And with the Chamber of Commerce becoming more and more active in the town, I felt like we were missing a lot of information from the chamber. So since EDC falls under the chamber, I thought we would be better served by information from the executive director. That's all.
Mayor, I have served on that committee for the past almost 4 years now, getting up 7:30 in the morning to make those meetings. And I probably have only missed a couple of meetings in the past 4 years. So this is the way that council rewards efforts and directions to the council members. I disagree with that. Council did have a vote as to who would serve on those committees. And if council voted me on the committee, council should have a vote to take me off the committee. We have had other councilmen who were appointed to committees who never attended a meeting, and nothing was said about those council members who neglected their duties to serve. So this is a bad way of showing a council member who had been loyal to his assignment the task of serving council. And I would like for the attorney to give us some insight in terms of if council made an appointment, then doesn't council have to vote to revoke that appointment?
We went back and researched the minutes from the initial inception back in December of 13.
Mayor, you not council?
He's not aware of the history,
I'm
so.
asking for the law.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I'm not asking you.
Oh, jeez.
And actually, one of the things that we're not allowed to do is give legal advice during meetings. It's more appropriate to do that in executive session.
Well, I move that we go into executive session, and I will yield to the executive session on the agenda item 9 to discuss this matter.
Sir, this is not a matter that's on the agenda to be discussed at the moment, so.
Executive session is on the agenda.
Executive session
And council just advised us that it should be discussed in executive session.
Since executive session
Except for personnel matter.
says it reflects personnel issues. Would this be permissible under personnel matters?
Yes, it would be.
It was a vote by council, absolutely.
May I ask a question, since this has been brought up for discussion? I know there's not a motion on the table.
Yes, sir.
You were about to say what with regard to appointment?
I asked the town clerk to research the minutes from the meeting in December where all of the council appointments were made. This was not an appointment that was voted on by council. It was a recommendation that I made, and it was just, there was no vote. I guess everybody agreed at the time, but there was no yea nor nay vote. It was not brought up in the council appointments for the 2015 election. So,
So we'd be receiving legal advice on something that
Not really legal.
doesn't really matter.
Well, there was a vote by council.
Do you have documentation of that?
I have not researched it, but I'm aware of how it took place because I was a party to it.
okay, well, let's discuss this in executive session and go on with the agenda, please. Anybody signed up for public comment on anything on the agenda? Unfinished business is going to be second reading on the ordinance to rezone a parcel of property located at 140 North Carolina Avenue from C1 General Commercial to C2 Transitional Commercial. Again, the tax map number is 00591804009.
Motion to approve. I'll second. I have a question.
All right.
The question is, and this wasn't clear to me after I started reading what came with our packet, is the brick house that's next, adjacent to this property and beside the old funeral home that's now part of the church, What is that zoning on that?
Seth, you mind running, checking the map real quick right beside it?
This one?
Yeah. Right now, this is the church, this is the old. That was all the
You know exactly what parcel they're talking about?
And I was trying to figure out, what's the zoning on this right here, because I thought that's where they're trying to explain this. I did one, a barber shop. Right, and here's the Hendricks, and he owns this parcel. And so there's the restaurant, the old barber shop. Those aren't single residences, so that's the only question I have. What's the zoning on it?
I just know that for your question, what'd you name those people's camper?
Bob, Woody Worthy owns that and rents it out.
The brick house that's in between Alleyways and
And
it was just a,
he's rented it out for years as residential.
but I just wondered if it's C1 or C2 or R2 or.
I would imagine
I
it's
think
still.
we should find out. Yep. It was. This one right here. Alleyways.
Okay. All right. Mr. Hendricks's property on the corner of C1, the next parcel over is C1, and then the old funeral home is C2.
Okay, so, I mean, I don't have a problem with myself personally of changing this from C1 to C2. I just wonder about the brick house that's in between, it's C1.
It really, I mean, it doesn't have an effect on that property
Well,
necessarily.
not right now.
Not right now.
The owner of that might want to consider, because well, I guess where I got confused was, they said the people that were with the old, the church, Iglesias, next door, that was the old funeral home, wanted to put somebody into the home next door. And I thought they were talking about the brick house, which is, if it's historically been grandfathered in, it's okay to, at some point, you have C2, one little square of C1, and we're changing something else to C2. Am I making sense?
Yeah, no, you make sense.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, unless they plan on building a restaurant on that property in the future or doing something, C2 would actually serve them better
Yeah.
for that property type. If we figure out who it is, we can talk to them about
Just
He said Woody Worthy.
Worthy owns that.
Worthy.
And he has rented it out as a residential.
And
Rental
C2 wouldn't affect that, his ability to do that.
But you said he's currently.
But it has to come from the property owner, is that not correct?
It would have to come from the property owner, the
Okay.
request would. So, I mean, we can have a discussion with him, see if he'd be interested in doing
Well, I mean,
that.
it just seems,
That's what's behind it.
yeah, I don't know what's, I didn't
It's
ask you
Alloway's
how,
house.
yeah. But I'm just saying that it seems odd to me, it seems appropriate to me to change that to C2. That worked the request.
Also take your property.
But yeah, and we've got a C2 right there with one little chunk in
Right.
C1. And it's residential. It would seem like that maybe we need to talk to Woody and,
It's rental.
you know, it's still residential.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, that was my discussion.
There's a lot of residential, that's C2 and C1.
Yep.
Any more discussion?
Yeah, Madam Mayor,
Sure.
I'm concerned that council is starting to do something that Mark Deloach.
Strip zone.
Yeah, we don't want to, my understanding is that we didn't want to do spot zoning throughout the town. It sounds like every 2 or 3 meetings, we're doing some type of rezoning, spot rezoning. So, and we spent a lot of time and energy developing a zoning for the entire town. And what may happen is that, you know, you run into a problem where you spot zone here, spot zone there, and then on the other side of town, when somebody wants to do something, you know, we almost have to agree to that. You know what I mean? So we're not being arbitrary and capricious on it. So just going forward, you know, we need to make a decision if we're going to spot zone throughout the town again.
And it,
Oh, right.
and it might be,
It's not us. There is something outside, but not us.
Is it coming in from outside?
Cause I hear
It
it.
smells electric, not hear the hum.
Well, the hum's consistent.
I think it's,
Good
I think it's your air
Around
conditioning.
here.
Turn the air on.
South Lee Street just got it.
This ain't
No, that's
South Lee.
the air conditioning, all right.
I'm just telling you.
The motor stuff.
Hey, Chief. Oh, I smell it.
No,
The motor stuff.
Thank you.
they go just about a foot higher.
It's the air handler.
Oh, I smell it.
It's the air handler.
Okay,
Okay, come on.
until we exit the building.
Until we say this.
We have a motion on the table to rezone this piece of property from C1 General Commercial to C2. I got a motion and a section. Any more discussion?
What was the recommendation?
No, Steady got it.
It just tripped.
It blew.
I think Chief.
District 1,
Yeah.
District one votes yes.
District 3,
Oh, District 3 votes yes.
District 4,
District 4 votes yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 6.
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8.
Yes.
Shall we adjourn to the parking lot?
Not till the chief comes running in.
He got it.
We got a couple of firemen present.
I could run. I used to be, but I could run.
I still can. Okay, anyway, you got a resolution for Lieutenant Jones from our representative Cal Forrest and Senator Shealy.
He's out checking the fire.
He's right here.
We are burning the building down.
Yeah, he's
It smells
running
worse
around
up
the
here than
set.
it does back there.
Chief, you got a minute to step out here?
Could you quit burning the building down?
I mean, after all, we just bought it.
We're supposed to face y'all.
That's good. You did.
You're fine.
Well, first of all, thank y'all for letting us be here tonight. Thank y'all for letting us be here tonight. As always, it's an honor to be in Batesburg-Leesville, my hometown, the greatest place I know. And big congratulations to you. This is all about you tonight. And I'm gonna read this to you, and then I'm gonna tell you this before I read it to you. I'm gonna read it to you, and I'm gonna give it to you, and then I'm gonna take it back. Because when I was looking at it, I saw, and Wallace told me I was crazy, I saw there's a piece of dust up under this frame, and then it looks like there's wrinkles, so I gotta get it fixed, because I'm a perfectionist, and I want it to look good hanging on the wall, okay? But I'm gonna read it to you, and then I'm gonna get it fixed for you. But it's a Senate resolution. It's to congratulate Captain Walter P. Goss upon the occasion of his retirement from the Batesburg-Leesville Police Department, to commend him for his 25 years of distinguished public service to the state of South Carolina, and to wish him continued success in all his future endeavors. Whereas the members of the South Carolina Senate are pleased to recognize Captain Walter P. Goss upon the occasion of his retirement on May 31st, 2017. And whereas Captain Goss was born and raised in Leesville, South Carolina, he graduated with 4 college degrees, including a Master's of Business Administration, a bachelor's degree, and 2 associate's degrees. Walter also pursued a professional education, attending the FBI National Academy, FEMA's Emergency Management Institute, the FBI Carolina Command College, and the South Carolina Law Enforcement Commander School. He completed numerous command and management-related courses and instructor disciplines that concentrated in driving, firearms, and traffic radar training. And whereas Captain Goss began his law enforcement career with the U.S. Army Military Police Corps in 1988. You don't look that old, by the way. After completing basic training in the U.S. Army Military Police School at Fort McClellan, Alabama, he was assigned to the 560th Military Police Company and stationed at Lucius D. Clay, I'm not even going to say this right, Kaserne in Karlstedt, okay, I did good, Germany, where he served until the end of his enlistment in 1992. And whereas, upon returning to the civilian world, Captain Goss came to work with the Batesburg-Leesville Police Department in 1992 for Chief Wallace Oswald, and continued to serve throughout the consolidation of Batesburg and Leesville as a patrol supervisor and training officer. In 2000, he left Batesburg-Leesville to work for the Lexington County Sheriff's Department. While with the Lexington County, he served in various positions to include resident deputy, patrol master deputy, and major crimes detective. And whereas Captain Goss returned to the Batesburg-Leesville Police Department in 2007, where he served in an administrative command staff position, assuming various specialized duties for the agency. Captain Goss primarily serves as the department's public information officer, grant writer and manager, and training manager, and is tasked with various additional administrative duties. And whereas Captain Goss lives with his wife Michelle and their son Connor in the Ridge Spring area of Saluda County, and whereas the members of the South Carolina Senate are grateful for the dedication and commitment that Captain Walter P. Goss has shown in serving the state and the people of South Carolina. Now therefore be it resolved by the Senate that the members of the South Carolina Senate by this resolution congratulate Captain Walter P. Goss upon the occasion of his retirement from the Batesburg-Leesville Police Department, commend him for his 25 years of distinguished public service to the state of South Carolina, and wish him continued success in all his future endeavors.
I'll do this a little bit different than Senator Shealy just did. I think you read everything I've got.
I think it probably says the same thing.
Might be worded a little different, but it's funny in life how things work out for you. I remember when Walter Goss first came to Batesburg-Leesville Police Department, I was still in high school. And back then, 25 years ago, we were a lot smaller town, and you knew every single policeman and everybody in the whole town. Everybody knows everybody, and everybody knows when Walter came to town. And I think it's a testament to the Batesburg-Leesville Police Department. If you served here, you went on, you did your other thing, and you came back here and you ended your career here. And that's to be commended to have such a long, dedicated and service-oriented career in law enforcement. And many of y'all were here last time, Walter's retirement party, and it was very evident by standing room only and the nice gifts they gave him to depart with how much he would be missed and appreciated. And I congratulate you. Well, thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Got my demoted, you want to go to lieutenant, so I do apologize. And you're going to be missed. I'd like for members of the Lions Club to step forward, if you would, please. Hopefully nothing's on fire and we can not have to run out of the building. Got a resolution here that I'd like to read into the record. Whereas the Batesburg-Leesville Lions Club promotes education in the prevention of blindness and of hearing loss through the publication and distribution of literature and informing and information relating to sight and hearing conservation and through vision and hearing screenings. And the Batesburg-Leesville Lions Club promotes education in the prevention of diabetes through the distribution of literature and information, and through encouraging diabetes prevention-related projects, I can't read, I apologize, among Lions Clubs in the state. And the Batesburg-Leesville Lions Club promotes a continuing educational program leading to a professional elevation of the membership. And the Batesburg-Leesville Lions Club advances practical knowledge in the technology, design, construction, operation, maintenance, and management of sight and hearing devices. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Batesburg-Leesville Mayor and Council salute the Batesburg-Leesville Lions Club for 90 years of service in the Batesburg-Leesville community. And on behalf of a grateful community, we, the Mayor and Council, thank the Lions Club members for their dedicated services to children and families throughout our town. And I'd like to hear a motion to adopt this resolution.
Second.
Got a motion from Chip and a second from Bob. Discussion.
I would like to add that if you've ever been to one of their meetings, these are truly dedicated people. All their onion sales that they do, but this core group has been at it for years, and I appreciate your service.
More discussion?
I was gonna say that my stepfather was a lifelong member, essentially Jack Goff. And,
As was my grandfather. There are many Lions Club pins around the
oh yeah,
house.
I think I gave the plaque back that I found in the garage.
District 1, how do you vote?
District 1 votes yes.
District 3?
District 3 votes yes.
District 4?
District 4 votes yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
District 8?
Of course.
And I vote yes, and I say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that
Thank
you
guys.
do.
Yes.
Rooms, yes, best rooms in the world. Okay, where's the agenda? Appointment, Central Midlands Council of Government Representative.
Motion to appoint Councilman Taylor.
I make a motion to appoint,
One more at a time.
We don't have a second
Got
for your
another second
motion.
on the first motion.
okay.
Is there a second? There's no second? On
Yes,
first
I
motion?
second.
Oh, you second?
Can I recuse myself?
Yes, you may.
Due to a number of things that I've got going on right now, and the fact that my term will be up in November, I would withdraw my name from the pot.
Okay.
Now you can make your motion.
Now you can make your motion.
I would like, there was some research done as far as, since we have a council member already serving on the COG, to actually have one of our administrative staff members. I would like to nominate Seth Duncan, because of the,
Hey, don't you go? They have your name tag up there. You don't go to the college?
Wait, we're in the middle of a
I'm
motion.
sorry.
so hang
I'll
on.
second her motion.
Okay.
well, I wanted to finish explaining why, is it's during the middle of the day, and oftentimes, folks that are already engaged in employment elsewhere, it makes it difficult for them to be there. But I do think that our town needs to be represented, so therefore I would nominate Seth Duncan.
Motion to appoint Councilman King.
We've already got a motion and a second on the table, so we've got to vote on this one first.
Madam Mayor, if I may.
Now we got to do one motion at a time.
Yeah.
Central Midlands, we spoke with them, and they stated that only outside of a council member, it has to be a council member, but it can be the town manager for a temporary
So
period
it
of
could be a
time.
council appointment of staff
Right.
for a temporary amount of time.
Till the election.
Right.
This is just till the election.
Yes.
Just for clarification.
All right, so we've got Rachel's motion, who is the second?
Hang on, okay, go ahead, we in discussion.
In discussion.
Do we need to, does she need to re-amend that just till the November election?
Yes.
Correct. I will amend my motion.
Okay, and I'll second her
And
amendment.
did you say, Seth,
Yes.
it would have to be, according to them, it would have to be the town manager?
I thought they said any of the administrative staff. Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Well, then I withdraw my motion.
Motion to appoint Councilman King.
You withdraw the second?
I did.
Okay. Yeah, we'll withdraw the second too. All right, now, Charles has got a motion for Councilman Kane. Is there a second? Second from Chip. Discussion? District 1,
District 1 votes no.
District 3.
Can I vote on that?
Yes.
Yep. District 4,
District 4 votes yes.
District 5,
No.
District 6,
Oh, yes.
District 7,
No.
District 8,
Yes.
and I vote no. So we are at, he is approved, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Mr. King will be the representative from council for the COG board. Light shortage. Approval of contractual agreement between Lexington School District 3 and the town of Batesburg-Leesville relating to the school resource officer program. There a motion to approve the agreement?
I'll motion that we approve the agreement.
I got a motion from
I
Chip,
second it.
second from Wiz. Discussion.
Is it the same thing we approve every year?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the same one.
Chip caught something last year, so.
It is still corrected,
All right.
so it's the right one.
Now, the last time we voted, if I'm not mistaken, this had something to do with a car, and there were a whole bunch of other things that were a temporary deal. Not to mention the fact that we're paying more now for our employees in the state retirement. Who's picking up that tab?
That was 50-50 split.
So it's gonna be a
So
little bit
each
more.
quarter, the healthcare cost, the pay, the fuel for vehicles, all that stuff is evaluated quarterly and sent. So as the pay goes up, the 50% for the school goes up just as our 50% goes up.
Is that reflected in the budget that we passed?
Yeah, there is a school resource officer
Which is
reimbursement
the increase,
line.
I'm talking about the increase.
That reflects based on what we're getting in. And yeah, but there's, his salary's taken into account, the cost of cars, fuel, things like that, so.
Yeah, I know, but there's gonna be an increase, and I was trying to get an idea if the increase is included in what we pass in the budget
Yes.
for that. Okay, okay.
So our budget covers that position.
It does.
Right.
District 1,
District 1 votes yes.
District 3,
And District 3 votes no.
District 4,
District 4 votes yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 6,
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8,
Yes.
and I vote yes. And we table that ordinance. Managers report, National Night Out.
Right, National Night Out will be August 1st, so people can mark their calendars. We're still finalizing all the details of what all is going to be available that night. This is a partnership with the Lexington County Sheriff's Department to put National Night Out on Tuesday, August 1st from 5 to 8 at Leesville College Park. There'll be music, food, and lots of fun. So if you have kids or grandkids, please bring them out that night.
All right,
I want to ask you something real quick, because I'm trying to get some clarity on the water project. Now, at some point, we're paying $1.44 to make water now, produce water. The new water project phase or whatever is going to be an increase to like 170. Does that mean that we're all going to have a rate increase in order to make that work?
At this point right now, I could not answer that question. If we would have to raise rates, I just couldn't answer it at this point.
No?
motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Motion from Charles, I hear a second.
I'll second.
Second from Bob. District 1,
District 1 votes yes.
District 3,
District 3 votes no.
District 4,
District 4 votes yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 6,
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 8.
No,
Okay. And I vote yes.
it's gonna be hot in there.
It will be. Executive session, no action taken. District 1,
District 1 votes yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
District 4 votes yes.
District 5.
Yes.
District 6.
Yes.
District 7.
Yes.
And District 8.
Yep.
You want to come back in the session? Vote yes. No follow-up action as a result of executive session. Potential agenda items for August 14th. Yes,
Mayor,
sir.
You can't hear. Carol can't hear,
Can't hear.
which means my tape recorder can't hear you.
Okay, that's the first time that's been said about me. Go ahead.
I would like to place on the agenda for next month a request by the Ministerial Alliance to host their annual back-to-school prayer meeting for the students, teachers, staff, and community at the Haynes Auditorium.
Have you got a date for that? Because the meeting is 14th and I don't know when school goes back in.
27th.
Okay.
The day after
They
the
after the
eclipse.
eclipse? Okay, all right, I just want to make sure timing was good. You got that, Mom? Put on the agenda, the Ministerial Association holding their back-to-school event at the park?
To waive the fees.
Yeah, at the park, right? The
Right.
Haynes
The
Auditorium.
Haynes Auditorium.
Got it.
Madam Mayor.
Yes, sir.
I'd also like to put on the agenda, council's 2 minutes for district reports.
Sure.
And there is one addition. And the one additional issue that we were discussing.
We were discussing that. We were not discussing that, council, but that's fine. I understand. I got what you said about for Chris. On the tie motion, a motion does fail. 4-4, it fails, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
Wait, so we're gonna put those things, don't we have to vote to put those things on the
What,
agenda? You know?
explain to him what you, explain to
Okay,
Ted what you're talking about.
all right.
Judy's
So
got it.
every,
Right on the agenda.
Judy's
okay.
got it.
Yeah, Judy's got it,
Oh,
but
okay.
you got it, Judy,
Council member wants
2 minutes to give a district
District
update.
for their district.
Right.
Okay?
And also, on next month's agenda, an appointment to the COG
Yes, sir.
from council.
That's crazy. You'd rather have nobody.
Right.
You'd rather have nobody go.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Charles, second from Chip. We are adjourned.